Ready?
Yeah. The sun just came out.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Greetings.
How are you?
Happy spring.
Happy spring. The sun just came out.
Yeah.
Brian.
I'll take it.
I know, right? It was a little dreary earlier today.
Yeah.
But it's not snowing.
Oh my God.
Thank goodness.
When did it snow? Was it like a week ago or something? Oh my gosh. It was the weather
Easter
was
Sunday, I guess it flurried or whatever.
crazy.
A couple of snowbursts. I was like, go away.
Push you on the corner.
We had a very nice holiday. We had all 4 of our kids come in for
Oh.
Easter. So
Nice.
yeah, it was nice. So
Yeah.
2 are in Philadelphia, 1's in Virginia, and our youngest is in the University of South Carolina. So we had him fly up for the weekend. A little crazy, but
Very nice.
it was really nice.
I think anytime you can get together as a family is awesome.
Yes. So the funny thing is, of course, there's lots of eating involved, as you can imagine. So our youngest is Willie, and Willie had to go through TSA at Westchester Airport, and he was definitely having his trials with TSA lately, just being pulled aside for whatever silly reason. So we had all this food that went down. He had his Easter candy, his snacks, his leftover ham, mac and cheese, kielbasa, the whole thing. And they pulled him over. He goes, at least the TSA people at Westchester Airport are nice, because the ones at LaGuardia and JFK are not. So they let him pass with all the food. Thank God.
They
It was
wanted
very
snacks.
polished.
TSA wanted snacks.
They did. They did. Oh, for sure. They wanted it all. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. But he texted us as soon as he got through. He goes, "You'll never believe it. They stopped me again." I'm like, oh. But anyway, I guess we'll get started. Happy April 25th. Happy post-holidays, happy spring. I hope the weather's going to stay nice. I'm Susan Doyle, Downsized Gourmet, Oasis Senior Advisor. So if you know anybody who is curious about assisted living, give me a ring. We're free. Always happy to help. But Downsized Gourmet, we're going to do something a little different this time, I think. We're going to do I talked about this the last time, a single chocolate chip cookie, but in a ramekin. So I'm pretty psyched about that. My daughter, my eldest daughter, she's the one who kind of told me about this one. We're also going to make salmon and veggies in parchment paper. Very easy. Don't be intimidated. And some fried rice. So we're going to get started with the cookie. And once again, super, super easy. We're going to take, and once again, please put your email addresses and where you're from in the chat. So this way I can send the recipes directly to you. They're all typed up. So it's just a matter of me sending them. Anyway, so this is 2 tablespoons of salted butter that's softened. Okay, so it's been sitting out for a little while. And we're just going to plop it in my bowl. And then in this recipe, it's 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and 1 tablespoon of regular white granulated sugar. Oops, that got a little hard while it's been sitting here. So if your brown sugar gets hard, you know, sometimes the box gets, you know, when you open your box and it's been open and it's really hard, you can just shoot it in the microwave and it'll soften it up, believe it or not. So anyway, we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and 1 tablespoon of white. I have it all in here. And then we're just going to stir this up. And the butter is nice and soft. So if it's too hard,
Unavailable.
if you want to mute, that would be great.
Call from pig unavailable.
So we're just going to stir that up. All right, so it's kind of mixed together. All right. Next, it's gonna be 1 egg yolk, not the white, just the yolk. So we're just gonna crack our egg, separate it like that. Whoa! Oh no, I've never done that before. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can save this. Get a spoon. I've never had that problem before. Anyway, okay, so we just need the yolk, not the white. And we're gonna plop it in there. And then some vanilla extract. You know, it says a 1/4 teaspoon. If you do a little more, it's fine. I like a lot more vanilla in my cookies. We're gonna stir that up. Right. And it's all just mixed together, really super easy. Now, this is the flour. The flour, it's a 1/3 cup of flour, just regular all-purpose flour, 1/8 teaspoon of salt and baking soda. And I put this in my little ramekin here, and you stir it up a little bit. What that does is mixes the baking soda and salt together, and it also fluffens up the flour. So you never really want to just throw flour right in when you're baking. You want to fluff it up a little bit. You can either use a whisk or a fork. And we're just going to pop that right in. By the way, I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees. And we're just going to stir this up until it's nice and mixed together. Just like that. And then I have 1/4 cup of chocolate chips. And this calls for nuts, walnuts or pecans. If you don't want nuts, don't put them in. If you don't like nuts, don't put them in. But I like nuts. So we're going to plop those right in. Stir them up. So this calls for a 10-ounce ramekin. You know, ramekins are never, they never put the size on them. So the way to find out is just pour some water in it and then empty that water into a cup and see how big it is. This is 11 ounce. If you don't have a ramekin, you do not need to use one. You can just put it right on a greased cookie sheet. So I've got my ramekin. I found these at Home Goods, believe it or not. I'm just going to, messy. It's a lot easier. I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of using my hands to mix, because sometimes when you use a spoon, it just doesn't get all that good stuff together. Or if you want to use a mixer, you can. But as you can see, there's really not that much dough in there. So using a mixer, it's just another thing to get dirty, but you can if you want. So I'm going to just plop this right in here. And okay. And see, so just like that. I'm gonna clean up my mess. My director's telling me to clean up my mess because I made a mess. All right, so this is gonna go into a preheated oven, a 350 degree oven for 22 to 26 minutes. And you're gonna wait basically until it's brown on top. And if you're putting it on a cookie sheet, if you don't have the ramekin, the edges are nice and brown too. But as I said, I'm gonna pop this in. And my cook time, I'm gonna put for 25 because that's what I did the last time. Okay. So now, moving on. See, that was super ezy, right? I was surprised on how easy that would be. So, I'm getting all this stuff out of the way. Now we're going to get to the salmon. So, oops, I'm just dropping everything today. So I've got salmon. You can go to your grocery store, your fishmonger. Be honest, I went to Trader Joe's yesterday. Their stuff moves so quickly, it tends to be super fresh. So what we have here, and I know it's a little messy, we're gonna do this in 2 little steps. So this is gonna be salmon, as I said, with yellow peppers and sugar snap peas. So the sugar snap peas, I cut the ends, so I've rinsed them, I cut the ends off of them. And this is a medium yellow onion that I sliced very thinly. Okay, and I cut those all up. Huh? Pepper, did I say onion? I'm sorry, pepper. I didn't mean onion, pepper. So what we're gonna do, I gotta get my next recipe. Okay, so this is about 3/4 of a pound of salmon, as I said, and I cut them in half. And what we're gonna do is do the veggies first. It's just a little marinade, okay? Can't forget the wine. It's a little early, so we're not gonna have a little drink right now, but you wanna have wine that you'd like to drink, okay? I always have Pinot Grigio on hand, so it's 2 tablespoons of wine. And you can eyeball it. And then a tablespoon of olive oil. Once again, I eyeball it, but I'll do this the right way, just so that you can see. Okay. And then we've got some salt and pepper. It's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which is really like a pinch. And then pepper. Very simple. So we're just going to mix that up a little bit and put our vegetables in here. Very simple. It's so pretty. The yellow and the green reminds me of spring. If you don't have the yellow pepper, or if you don't like yellow pepper, you can use red or green. But I think the yellow is super sweet, and the sugar snap peas are nice and crunchy. They'll hold their crunch with this. So I recommend, if you're going shopping, to use that. Okay, so we're gonna put that to the side for a minute. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our parchment paper. Why do we use parchment paper? Because this actually, you're kind of steaming it in parchment paper. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put our fish and our vegetables in this, and then we're gonna fold it up. Since we've got wine in here, we're also gonna be putting some lemon zest in here. Where's my lemon? I think it's over there. You want to use parchment paper over foil. You can use foil instead of parchment paper, but parchment is better. There might be a little reaction with the foil. The fish might stick to it. This is just, believe it or not, a lot easier to do. So we're just going to fold it in half. We're going to put a piece of fish on one side. Okay. And then we're going to put the vegetables on top of this. Wait a second, I'm forgetting something. No, I'm not. I am forgetting something. Sorry about that. Then we're gonna do, we're gonna do another mixture of marinade that we're gonna put on top of the fish, and then we're gonna put the veggies on top. I didn't want to forget that one. So let me go get a cup to do this in. Lemon go. I lost my lemon. Sorry. Oh. Get another lemon out because I lost my lemon. Okay, so we're going to do a couple more teaspoons of wine. A little bit. Oh, here's my lemon. It's over there. Okay, a little bit of oil. I'm going to put some lemon zest. So lemon zest is just, you're taking the lemon off of the lemon, right? And you don't want to get to the white. So I've got this microplane, but if you've got a grater, that's fine too. I found that you don't want to use too much. This recipe calls for a half a tablespoon. I did that the last time. It was pretty lemony, so I'm just going to go around this lemon once. Okay, and add it. Because for me, that's enough. But if you like it, you know, very lemony, feel free to add more. Oops. And then we're going to add a little bit more salt and a little bit of pepper. I like oregano. I'm a big fan of oregano. So you can put about a half a teaspoon in. And I'm going to stir that up. We're going to add half of this to this piece of fish. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the vegetables on top. Look how pretty that looks already. And then if you have it, some fresh thyme, just throw the sprig right on top. So then what we're going to do is we're going to fold this all up. It's like you're wrapping a present. Like a taco, right? And we're going to do the same thing with the other piece. If you only want to make this for one, that's fine. If you want to make this for four, that's fine too, right? Just as much fish as you want. And then, as I said, if you're going to make more than two pieces, then just make a little bit more of this marinade and you'll have the directions, right? Because I'm going to mail them to you. I'm going to email them to you. Once again, you're going to put this little marinade right there. We're going to take our vegetables. And if you cut too much, that's okay because you need them. A little sprig. And this one, I'm going to put a little hot pepper on it. I'm a fan of hot pepper. Going to do one with hot and one without. Just going to throw a little bit more of that there. And I have a lot of leftover veggies. So you don't, you know, this was one pepper. Maybe use a small one. You know, it's up to you. The leftover pepper you can eat with a salad, or you can put it in with the rice. So this is all ready to go. And this is going to be, I've preheated my oven for 400 degrees. And believe it or not, this is going to be done in about 15 minutes. So we're going to have a really good dinner. So I'm going to pop this in here. Keep an eye on it. So, all right. So this stuff, you see how fast this went? Right now we have a cookie in the oven and we've got salmon already. Crazy, right? Very, very simple, because you know, I do not like doing anything difficult. Not at all. So let me put all this stuff to the side. And we are just racing through this. This over here. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Give myself some room. And I also have another recipe that if I get through this really quickly, we'll have a special surprise for the fourth one. And I think I actually might be able to get to the fourth one. So anyway, so fried rice, all this stuff is, as I said, super easy. So if you make too much salmon, or if you've had, you make a chicken, it's like, oh, what am I going to do with the leftover chicken? Or if you have ham, leftover any protein, if you like tofu, this fried rice is the easiest thing to make. All of my kids make it. Yes, they do. And actually, when I was trying to figure out what to make, I was talking to my daughter and I was like, you know, I don't know what to do. She goes, Mom, fried rice, it takes like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, perfect. So if you've leftover protein, this is great, but also if you've made too much rice, you only need about a cup of pre-cooked rice, just regular rice, all right? Or if you like brown rice, you can use brown rice. So I made some rice yesterday, and what goes in it is mushrooms, about 4 mushrooms. This is about a cup and a quarter of cooked rice. You can use shiitake mushrooms, regular mushrooms, whatever mushrooms you want. Also, I have 1 carrot that I chopped up finely, which is 1. If you like a lot of carrots, so you see it's a small chop. And then I did 2 scallions that I chopped up, the green and the white, right? Because we're also gonna have frozen peas that you've defrosted. I took them out of the freezer. It's just a quarter cup of peas. Also, what we're going to use is some fresh ginger. So what is fresh ginger? For those of you who don't know what ginger is, this is ginger root. Okay. We're only going to use a little bit of ginger. So I think I put it, what do I have here? I have a half a teaspoon. I like a little bit more. So a half a teaspoon is going to be, you're not going to just use this. You're going to chop off a piece. A teaspoon is probably going to be about maybe a half an inch, something like that. And what you want to do is peel it and then grate it. I usually like to use a little bit bigger because, you know, as they get smaller, it's hard to grate. You can also cheat, and they've got frozen ginger in the grocery store. You could use that, but this is going to be so much better. I got this really adorable little grater. It's great. It's great for garlic and for if you don't have your microplane is dirty, or if you don't want to use a big grater, you can use this, and it's got cute little sides, but you literally just grate it, you know, just like that. So I did that already with my, and it's in here already. It's also, we also want a, 1 minced garlic. I cheated already, I added it to this already. But when we talk about mincing garlic, you can take garlic coat, you can cheat and buy the stuff that's in the refrigerator that's pre-minced. It's in a jar. Or if you have a bulb of garlic, you take 1 of them out. And then you can take a garlic press. Oops. I peeled it off, right? And then smash it through. That does not give you much garlic. So what I would do was put 2 or 3 of them in there. That was a small piece of garlic. So anyway, you can either use that or the refrigerator. Okay, so we're gonna get going. So with also what fried rice has is always an egg. So we're going to start with an egg. And we're going to just make that, cook it real fast. So what I have an egg here. Oh, sorry about that. And it's just 1 large egg. I don't have my fork. Mix this egg up with a pinch of salt. If you're low sodium, don't add the pinch of salt. Now I've heated this small fry pan up. I'm just going to spray it. Or if you have peanut oil, you can use peanut oil. And we're just going to cook this up really fast. All right. So we're going to heat this up. Going to take a couple of seconds for it to heat up. It looks like it's cooking right now. All right. Yep, it's smoking a little bit. So I'm just going to add my egg in here. and swirl it around, as you can see. So that this is only gonna take a minute to do. Right? If it sticks, it's perfectly okay. But if it doesn't, that's fine too. Because what we're gonna do, as I said, we're gonna make this into a very thin pancake. And then we're gonna turn it out onto a plate and cut it into pieces, because this is what's gonna go into our fried rice. If you're not a big egg fan, obviously you don't have to do it, but that's kind of what makes it, fried rice, is to have egg in it. All right. And if it breaks up like it's doing right now, it's perfectly fine because we're just gonna cut it up into pieces anyway, right? So that's done. Done. So I'm gonna put this over here. Put it on a plate. I'm just gonna cut it up. Just cut it up into pieces. Very simple. I'm trying to fork with me, but I don't. So my hands are clean. All right. So just like that. Very, very simple. And this really is very good for you. So if you choose to use brown rice, that would be great. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is if you have a wok, great. If you don't have a wok, no problem. A fried pan will work just fine. I got this wok a while ago. I love it. I just love it. So what we want to do is add a little bit of oil. As I said, I don't have any peanut oil, so I'm just going to use a little bit of canola oil. Okay. Just mainly because it has it doesn't burn as fast as oops. There we go. As olive oil. I love using olive oil, but sometimes not so much. So first thing we're going to put in is going to be our carrot and scallions. Not quite. There we go. Okay. We're just going to saute this for about a minute. I always like, when I make fried rice, I like a little texture in it. If you like it mushier, that's fine too. Then you're going to saute this a little bit longer. But really, it's all about what you put in first, right? So the carrots are thickest, and the scallions, you want them to cook a little bit so that you can smell it. I can definitely smell this. Oh man, I wish you guys were here. It smells so good. And as I said, once we get started, it's going to go very, very fast. All right, so I have 4 mushrooms here, which you just want to cut them into little pieces. I've never used shiitake. I'm actually kind of excited about doing this. I'm going to cut the stem off on the bottom because it's a little tough. These are very clean. Sometimes if you see like regular button mushrooms, if they're dirty, don't wash them because they absorb that water and they'll hold it. So you just want to brush them off with a paper towel. If they just seem a little darker, you can peel them. I'm not using buttons, I'm just using these. So that's it. So we're gonna plop these right in. And we're gonna put in, I've got, as I said, I have the ginger, the fresh ginger, the garlic, and also some red pepper flakes. Just a dash. if you like things a little bit spicier, add more red pepper. Now, once you put the ginger in there, it could burn, so you gotta really keep an eye on this. As I said, it goes very, very, very fast. So then after this, we're gonna add soy sauce, which is gonna be a tablespoon of soy sauce, and I've got sesame oil, a teaspoon of sesame oil. Yes, it makes a difference, okay? So we're gonna use, I'm just gonna eyeball it, but it is a tablespoon. And then we're gonna use a teaspoon of sesame oil, just about a teaspoon. Then we're going to add our rice. Hold this a little bit. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen this. It's Lowry sesame ginger marinade. I should be a spokesperson for that. I always have this. I think it's a really nice marinade to put on chicken and throw it in the grill or put it in the oven. But I gotta tell you, this is like my secret ingredient for fried rice. I just add just like a teaspoon of it to my fried rice. It does make a difference. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. Then we can add our peas. Then we add our egg. Chop that up into a little bit smaller, but that's okay. Oh, wow. And this is it. That is my fried rice. Let me just put it onto a plate. Oh, I can't find, there, we'll put it in this bowl. So what you can add to this right now is your protein. You can add your, if you have fish, if you have chicken, if you have beef, and then you heat it up until it's heated through. But this is, as I said, a cup and a quarter of rice. And it's really a perfect amount, right? I mean, we're gonna have this tonight. I'm sure we're gonna fight over it. But, so that's gonna be our fried rice. Stick that over there and stick this in the sink real fast. I don't want it to stick. So we're flying through this. I'm so glad I have one more special thing. I cannot believe how fast we're doing this. We're half an hour in, and I've got through 3 recipes, and they're in the oven. So what do I have? Waldorf salad. Can't believe it. I've never really made this before, but Waldorf salad is normally made with mayo. I'm not a huge fan of mayo. So I found a recipe that you make it with Greek yogurt. So probably, no, it's right here. So what actually is Waldorf salad? It's apples and celery, nuts and raisins. That's pretty much it. So something's done. That's not done. Cookie is in the mouth. You know what? I'm going to put this back in for a minute. Oops. Sorry. All right, it's fine. All right, so I have 2 pieces of celery, which I chopped, 2 stalks of celery, which I chopped. And then 1 apple that I'm going to chop. So I've got one of these, I don't know, I think I showed this to you in the past. I've got one of these little chopping machines. And I'm just gonna take a red apple. Or if you like green apples, use green apples. I'm gonna take the seeds out. Or you can use a little core, one of those little coring devices. My dad, when we were little, he had an apple every day. So after dinner, I'd have to go get him an apple. So hence, this is the way I always core an apple. Don't worry, I'm not gonna cut my hand. I did this for years. But just be careful when you cut an apple. So this is really super simple. Pop it in there. It's actually very therapeutic. It's kind of fun to do. If you want to take the skin off, you can. I think it's pretty. I did wash it before. All right, so 1 apple. Easy peasy. We'll put it in here. And then raisins, just regular raisins. If you have currants, you can use currants. If you have yellow raisins, fine. But this is just a 1/4 cup of raisins. You can put them right in. Actually, I want to put a little bit more. I like raisins. And then we're going to put a mixture of pecans and walnuts. My recipe, I don't want to forget it. Yeah, and it's really not that much. It's you want a 1/4 cup in total. So if you're going to use both of them, 1/8 of a cup of pecans and walnuts just chopped up. Pop them right in. Very, very good. So then I want to put some fresh mint. All these fresh herbs are starting to pop up. I don't know in your garden, my garden, I noticed my mint was starting to pop up. And I love fresh mint. I really, really do. So we're gonna cut that up. So then what do you put on the top? What is dressing? So instead of using mayo, I said we're gonna be using, this is non-fat Greek yogurt. I got it from Trader Joe's. I know I should be their spokesperson. It's just a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. And then, where's my lemon now? We're gonna put in a 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice, which is, we're just gonna squeeze it a little bit. Hopefully don't get that little seed in there. Oh goodness. And then we're going to put a little bit of honey. And I got a couple of seeds, so let me just fish them out because I don't feel like eating seeds. And then I'm going to put my mint in there, mix it all up. Then I'm just going to put it on top of my salad, my apples and celery and nuts and raisins. They said normally this is made with mayo. Oh, as I said, I'm not a big fan of mayo, but that's okay. So we made this last week and you could eat this for breakfast. You can serve this on top of a bed of lettuce or just have it as a side dish. It's really good. I also had some leftover chicken that I popped on top of it. It's really delicious. So what you want to do is you want to stick it in the fridge for about an hour before you serve it. So that's what I'm going to do. Because as I said, we're going to have that later too. Yay. I'm so happy we got to make that. It's the little things in life. Okay, so let me check out our fish because I think our fish is all done.
Question, if you can substitute a different fish.
Can you substitute a different fish? Oh, yeah, absolutely. You could use cod. I mean, I did salmon because I felt like it, but any thicker type of fish. Yeah, if you wanted to use lemon sole or gray sole or tilapia, I'm sure that would be fine too. Just if it's, if it's thinner, it's going to cook a lot quicker. You just keep an eye on it. But it doesn't take very long to cook. All right, so let's take a peek at this. Actually, oh, our cookie is done. Yeah, it is all done. I can't believe this. So this is our cookie. Isn't that delicious? Oh my gosh. So of course I made one earlier. And that's what it looks like. Since this just came out of the oven, you really want it, it's super hot. You want to let it sit for about 10-15 minutes before you do anything with it. But I'm very much looking forward to this because I bought some chocolate chip ice cream. And I'll just show you. And then we'll eat it later. But if you wanted, you could actually cut this in half and make a cookie sandwich out of it. But I think this is just like completely decadent. It's so easy to make. So if you feel like a treat, make this. It's definitely worth. I can't wait to have this. Well, we're gonna share it, definitely, right, Paul? It's a big nut. Okay. So getting to the fish. Let's get that fish out of the oven. Why can't I get this? All right. So there we go. Let me just pop it on this plate so you can see it. It did not take long at all. You saw me. I mean, I just made this right in front of you, right? So this is what we're going to have for dinner. I'm very excited with the fried rice, but super, let me move this out of the way so that you can see. Right, so this is the salmon with the yellow peppers and the sugar snap peas, and I have the thyme in here. You can pull the thyme out if you want. And then you can serve it with fried rice or a salad on the side, whatever you want, nice and healthy and pretty. And then since we're being nice and healthy, go for the big cookie. Please go for the big cookie. So that's, wow, good. So we did 4 things today, and I'll just pop out this once again, so we don't forget our little Waldorf salad. You can have that on the side too if you want. As I said, that's the apples and raisins. If you wanted to use craisins, you could use that too, but celery and nuts and some mint. So that's what we did today. Anybody have any questions?
No, I'm done mute.
Huh?
Get on mute to talk.
Oh, please unmute.
It all looks so good.
I wish you could come and eat with us.
Yeah, we do too. We say that every time.
I know. We're gonna have every Downsized Gourmet we eat very well, but this one I'm extra excited about.
It looks wonderful. It's wonderful.
Thank you. I hope you try it. It's really not that hard. If you are, if you have to watch your salt, definitely pull back, get some of that low salt soy sauce, and don't use
Right.
too much salt, just be careful about that. Yeah, so,
It just reminded me, my mom used to make Waldorf salad for us when I was a kid, and I loved it. So
did she? You know, it's
Yeah.
funny, all this, I was, as I said, I was trying to figure out what to make, and I came across this and I went,
it's
So,
so good.
yeah, it's so
is
Guess what?
good.
good.
And it's
I have to
easy.
make.
It's really, really
easy.
easy. I always thought, oh gosh, Waldorf, it must be so, hard to make, but no. So that was good. And I like it with the yogurt. I gotta tell you, it's a little bit, a little sweeter. So, yeah. So any suggestion, next month is May. Oh, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Can't believe
You
it's
too.
May already.
I can't believe it. I
Are
can't-
you taking the summer off? Did you?
Yeah, so we're gonna do
take it
May and
off?
June, and then we're gonna take July and August off.
Right.
Yes.
I thought you took a couple of months. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Little bit of a break. I'm still cooking. We have a couple
I'll
of
have to-
weddings coming up, and just whatever. So,
I'll send you my recipe for my portobello mushroom pizza.
ooh,
It's so good and it's so easy.
oh, send it to me.
Just a quick mushroom, the portobello, clean, wipe it out,
Yeah.
a little olive oil, mozzarella cheese with oregano, salt and pepper, fresh tomato slices, more mozzarella with salt and pepper, and boop, in the thingy, in a oven or toaster oven or whatever, and it is outrageous.
Oh, and there's no crust. It's the portobello.
No, the portobello mushroom is the crust.
Oh, wow.
Well,
So
can you wow.
I'll figure out how to send it.
You know what? I'm gonna send you my recipes, and then could you send it to me? Email it me back. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll make it next month.
It is so good. And
Sounds
it's diet friendly or
what?
vegetarian friendly or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, you could do whatever you want with that. Absolutely. People who have trying to stay away from carbs and gluten, that's a great idea. I've always wanted to do something with portobellos, and I
I
love
got the
them.
recipe somewhere. I don't know where, I'm bad because I see I've got more recipes than any 25 people can use. But
Oh,
the simple ones.
I'm with you. No, but I'd love to try that one. Oh
Yeah.
boy, that sounds great.
Okay.
That
Well, if you
sounds-
send me the link, I'll send it to you.
Oh, please do. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that. Yeah. All right. So,
I'll trade you. I'll give you my portobello mushroom if you send me Waldorf salad tonight.
okay. I'll as soon as I'll
No,
do it.
Send
You're
me the
already-
Waldorf
all I have to
salad
do is-
itself.
Yeah, just if you haven't done so already, just put your email in the chat, and this way I can.
Yeah, I did it in 3 steps because I kept on hitting shift before I finished.
That's all right, not a problem. All right, so next month we're back to the third Monday, which is
The 16th, is that when it is?
Ooh,
It's
Yes, the
early.
is
16th.
it-
could be.
wow.
I know I signed up on my active center.
Let me just double check, because I barely know what today is. I gotta.
No, it is. I just looked at the calendar too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the 16th. Yep. The
Right.
16th, the day before my mother's birthday. Yeah. Holy cow. Right. Oh, and it's right after Mother's. Is that right after Mother's Day?
Mother's Day's the 8th.
Oh, Mother's Day. is the
Oh.
8th. All right. So have a happy Mother's Day, and I hope you
Thank
get
you.
to
Thank
support
you.
yourselves
Wrong
and
month.
relax.
Same to you.
Have a cookie.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Susan. Thank you.
And as I said, if you send me that link, I'll I'll get the recipe and
I
I'll
will.
send it to you.
I will.
I have
Thank you. I
another one.
will.
I don't know if you'd be interested in. It's a no roll pie crust.
Oh,
That my sister worked at Perkins School for the Blind, and you put it together and use the palm, the heel of your hand to put it in, and it's very simple also.
Oh, okay.
So I
Yeah,
could
send it
both
to
of them
me.
at
We'll give it a
once.
whirl.
That's the only kind that I survive with. Otherwise, I destroy them. I just,
We've made homemade pizza before and actually Paul does it.
no, not pizza. This is for pie, like apple pie or pumpkin.
Oh,
that
for
kind of-
pie. Oh, for
Yeah.
pie.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I just can't make pie crust. So, but this one I can.
Oh, okay. That's good. I'll
send
give it a
both
whirl.
at the Same
Pie.
time.
All right. Thank you.
Enjoy.
All right.
And thank you again.
Of course. Have a good day. All right.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.